Hello again, everybody. I'm Snapper Lancaster, welcoming you to another edition of the Central Alabama High School Sports Show. Well, we've got a great show for you tonight. We've got two outstanding coaches that we'll be talking with. But before that, let's talk about what's going on in high school athletics right now. It's playoff time for all the spring sports. Baseball, number one. In Class 7A, you've got Oak Mountain and Vestavia playing this week in the coming up playoff series. And Grissom is at Hoover. So Hoover, Vestavia, and Oak Mountain, the only teams in 7A to be represented here in the Birmingham area, which is good. 3 teams. In Class 6A, you got Baldwin County traveling to Helena, Tuscaloosa County is at Chelsea, and Hueytown travels to Hartsville. So you got 3 teams there that have got chances to advance and play some outstanding baseball during the baseball playoffs. Soccer, the playoffs have already started. Softball, the playoffs start at the end of this week. Tennis, well, that gets us to the point where we've had a tennis coach and their athletes win both the boys and girls championship. We hope to have them on next week, and so we look forward to that. I'm not going to tell you who it is. You'll have to see. It's a coach that's won both the boys and girls tennis championships. And, of course, the track and field championships are in their second week. They had the sectionals last week. There will be the finals next week. And so there will be track champions crowned as well. This is always a busy time of the season. We're into our 9th show of the spring quarter. We'll have the show number 10 next week, and then we will take a break and be gone for the summer and come back in the fall. But in the meantime, recognize as many coaches and as many athletes as we can. We look forward to tonight's show. We'll have our first guest coming up in just a few moments. Don't you go away. We'll be right back.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. No, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
The next time you need electrical work, whether it be commercial or residential, you need to call Huffman Electrical Contractors, a company that's been in business for over 35 years. They've served clients not only locally in the Birmingham area and all over the state, but have clients outside the state of Alabama as well. Whether it's a new building or remodeling an older building or home, they can handle the job for you. Once again, that's Huffman Electrical Contractors. The number to call is 205-661-5005. That's 205-661-5005. Where at Huffman Electrical Contractors, a satisfied customer is always their #1 objective.
Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven. A taste of heaven is always best. Now you know that you're blessed. Give your taste a whole new spin. Bring your friends and come on in. Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven.
And folks, welcome back. In the first segment, we talked about earlier in the opening that we had a soccer coach. Well, we do, but we've got a soccer assistant coach. Coach, tell us first of all your name, a little bit about yourself, and how you ended up being the assistant there.
All right. My name is Madison Thompson. This is my second year as Coach Littleton's assistant at Vestavia, my second year teaching there. I played for her. Her very first year at Vestavia was my freshman year, so I was her first group of all 4 years with her. And I coached a couple other places before I landed at Vestavia, and now I'm there. And
well, I know, and of course, Madison Thompson, and of course, Madison, when I talked with Coach Littleton a few days ago, I realized that y'all had won the state championship last year, and I said, well, did you expect that kind of year this year? And she was quite blunt. She said, Snapper, I expected us to really do well. Well, really doing well is an understatement. You really have. But Madison, from your standpoint, being the assistant there and being around the program the last couple of years, did it surprise you, or did you expect this kind of year from this group of young ladies?
I did expect it. We have a great group of seniors, and after last year's seniors that left, they really took their spot and really took on the role of senior leadership, and they've done a great job.
Well, I know when we talk to assistant coaches, a lot of one of the main subjects we'll talk about is the fact that one day down the road, do you hope to move from an assistant's position to a head coach?
I think eventually, yes. I love coaching under Coach Littleton. We have a very good friendship outside of coaching, and we work really well together because we know each other for so long.
Well, now when it comes to girls soccer, I don't know a ton about it. I have a granddaughter that plays at Gardendale, so I've seen it, and I picked up a little bit what it's all about. But talking about all these years you've been in soccer, talk about the growth of soccer from your standpoint, both boys and girls wise. It's a sport that is taken a whole lot more seriously these days, isn't it?
It has, and that helps with our women's national team winning the World Cup, of course, last year. So things like that really increased the game. But even since I was there, I wasn't there that long ago, and I think it's gotten more and more teams. There are more high school teams than there used to be. So I think it's grown a lot.
Now, we're talking, and I talked to. For 18 years I've been doing this, so it's all sports, all athletes. And the one thing I wonder about the young ladies playing soccer too, do you have many multi-sport players, or do you have girls that play soccer that are more or less soccer's the only sport they participate in?
With this team, most of the girls only play soccer. We have a few multi-sport, a couple volleyball, and I don't think any basketball, but when I was there, we had a lot. That was pretty big, but with our numbers now, most girls are just soccer players. And
have you seen, and you may have coming along when you played, did you play club soccer?
I did.
Because you have a lot of young ladies, and I'll use this term, and you can correct me if I'm wrong because I may not know what I'm talking about, but when it comes to soccer for girls and guys, is it sort of like the other sports? Like I've heard a lot of youth baseball and softball players, for instance, say that club, whatever sport it is sort of ruining the park ball, because now the better athletes, they play on these travel teams for two reasons. One, to improve, and secondly, to play the best talent they possibly can. Talk about how that is intertwined into the making of a high school soccer team.
We have great clubs in this area, which really is great for our girls because they get so much better. But there's nothing like playing for a high school and playing for your community. So most of them play together on the same club team, which is great because outside of our high school season, they're getting better together, not just individually. So that has really benefited this team because a bunch of them, I think 6 of our girls actually play on the same club team. And so it's neat that they get to play pretty much year-round together. So that's really benefited this team.
Yeah, and I think that the main reason behind the club soccer is making your high school team, or making you the best possible player you can be. And in order to be that, you play the better competition, naturally the better you become, right?
Right.
Well, now, talking about that, you're closing in, y'all playoffs, when do they start?
Tomorrow.
Yeah, well, well, you got to relax a little bit and then put that game face on tomorrow, right?
Yes, sir.
Who do y'all go up against to start with?
We play Spain Park tomorrow at home.
Okay, now that's somebody there's some familiarity with, right?
Yes, sir.
So Spain Park always has a pretty good program as well. And how does the playoff system work for soccer? How do you move from one part of it to another?
So tomorrow night, the winner will advance to the quarterfinals. That'll be Saturday. And after that, the winner of that game will move on to the Final Four, which is in Huntsville the week after that.
Well, now I know y'all been ranked very high all season long.
Yes, sir.
And do you anticipate that if everything, is a soccer coach like any other coach, you hope the players peak at the end of the season come playoff time? And is that, the way I'd like to say it, have you seen your team's best soccer game yet? You hope you haven't, haven't you?
We've had some great games. We finally have a lot of our injuries back, so I think right now we're playing our best soccer, so we like our chances going into the playoffs.
Well, good. And one thing about it, coaching the young ladies, y'all didn't have many peaks and valleys this year. I think 16, 1, and 3.
Yes,
That's consistency.
It's been a good season.
So the one thing that every coach, and I'm sure y'all are the same way too, were you fortunate enough to escape the injury bug much
the injury bug actually bit us a little bit this year.
Really?
We had a couple injuries mid-season, and we had about three starters out for a couple weeks.
And I was going to say, in every sport, soccer's no different. Those substitutes are an invaluable part of the team, aren't they?
Yes, and we had a bunch of girls really step up big time for us during that time.
And as far as junior, senior, what's the makeup of this year's team?
We have 3 seniors. We have a pretty good bit of juniors and sophomores, so we're actually, if you look at our starting lineup, we're pretty young. So but we have our seniors do a great job of leadership on and off the field.
So it looks like that the future looks immediately bright for Vestavia girls soccer, right?
I hope so, yes, sir.
Well, listen, that future starts tomorrow.
Yes, it does.
And I wish you and the girls all the luck in the world. And I tell you what, repeat has a sweet sound to it, doesn't it?
It does, yes, sir.
Well, listen, you've had a great season thus far. I hope their best soccer is still ahead of them. And that maybe we do repeat, okay?
Yes,
Awfully
sir.
good to meet you. Good luck to y'all.
Thank you so
in the
much.
playoffs. We're going to take a quick break. We come back. 4 young ladies very instrumental in the outstanding season the Vestavia lady soccer players have had so far this year. We'll be right back. The next time you need electrical work, whether it be commercial or residential, you need to call Huffman Electrical Contractors, a company that's been in business for over 35 years. They've served clients not only locally in the Birmingham area and all over the state, but have clients outside the state of Alabama as well. Whether it's a new building or remodeling an older building or home, they can handle the job for you. Once again, that's Huffman Electrical Contractors. The number to call is 205-661-5005. That's 205-661-5005. Where at Huffman Electrical Contractors, a satisfied customer is always their #1 objective.
At Andrew Sports Medicine, we partner with our patients, trying to help them overcome the obstacles that keep them from achieving their goals.
This practice aggressively pursues victory over injury, over pain, over limitation, over anything that's going to keep you from being the best you can be.
It starts with our non-surgical physicians who are trained in sports medicine, orthopedic injuries. We have specialists in sports medicine, with shoulders, elbows, and knees. We have hip specialists that do only hip surgery, including arthroscopy, minimally invasive resurfacing, and total hip replacement if needed. We have joint replacement surgeons. We have spine surgeons. We have surgeons that specialize in foot and ankle surgery and in hand surgery. So just about all the specialties of orthopedics are covered at Andrew Sports Medicine.
What makes the great surgeons great is their volume of experience at making decisions, whether that's intraoperative decisions, post-operative decisions, pre-operative decisions, the decision to operate on somebody or not operate on them. And so our volume here breeds good decision making. That gives us an edge in terms of making decisions for our patients, which ultimately is a lot of times the difference between success and failure. The teams, the players, the parents have confidence in us because they know we're going to communicate with them. We're going to create a plan unique to that athlete or that person, and we're going to get them back to their thing as quickly and as safely as we can.
At Andrew Sports Medicine, our mission is to partner with our patients and to help them succeed and achieve victory. Whether you're a weekend warrior, a grandparent with a shoulder problem, or a professional athlete, you get the same care, the same high-level technology, the same aggressiveness that we would in a professional athlete, and we treat everyone the same way. None of us like to lose. We're all very competitive, and we're not going to lose against their illness or their injury.
Have you had that Mexican food fix yet? If you haven't, then Speedy's is the place to go. Located in Hueytown, 1 block off Warrior River Road on Forest Road, you can call in your order or go through the drive-thru or dine in as our family and friends do on a regular basis. For everything from nachos to enchiladas to taco salads, you can't beat the taste of Speedy's Mexican food. Remember, that's the original Speedy's is back and better than ever. To phone in the order or for more information, the number to call is 744-4659. That's Speedy's Mexican Foods.
The community features a world-class resort and spa. the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course. Miles of historic trails. And the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. No, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
And folks, welcome back. As you can see, I've got 4 beautiful young ladies up here, but past that, they're great athletes. And how do I know that? They're on the, y'all are ranked #1 right now, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
They've had an outstanding season, was champions last year, trying to repeat. And so look, we're going to talk with these girls and find out a little bit about them. Anna Hogwood, senior midfielder.
Yes, sir.
Catherine Brakefield, senior midfielder. Catherine Savage, junior defender. That means you stop the goals, right? See, I know a lot about soccer. And then Taylor Corn, a junior forward. Okay, girls. The number one question would be to ask is, going in this year, you come off a championship season. And so, Anna, how did you and your teammates feel your chances would be of having another year similar, if not matching the one you had last year?
I think we were really optimistic, and coming off of that, we definitely started the season really strong. And in the preseason, starting in the fall, we began work really hard. But we knew that we had a totally different team because our lineup changed totally. It's totally different than it was last year. And so those first few practices were key. And so when we came out, we had an open mind. And I know that was key for especially all of us, is that like maybe our position wouldn't be the same. We may have a totally different lineup. Maybe us as seniors that played last year, we may not play this year because there's someone better than us that's an underclassman. But I think that was our big thing, was an open mind as coming in. We weren't necessarily fixated on winning state. We were just trying to have a fun season and see what we could do, and that potential has grown.
Well, let me tell you, y'all have seen what you could do, and you can still do it pretty good. Catherine, one thing that will help a team or hurt a team is team chemistry.
Yes, sir.
Now, if the chemistry is good, oh boy, things really go well. If they're bad, and I understand sometimes when the chemistry with ladies is bad, is worse. And I wouldn't know that for a fact. But with that thought in mind, talk about the team chemistry and how it's made you better as an individual and you girls better as a team.
I think individually, I mean, we've all like grown up together and like played together for so long. So it was just really easy like incorporating everyone into like the new team this year, I guess. And as a team, like we just all want the best for each other, and that if that means she doesn't play and she does play, then it's for the team, and you know, we all get along. So
when Catherine Savage, why do you participate in any other sports?
No, sir, I don't. I stick to soccer. I'm very committed.
Okay, Miss Commitment, the reason I asked that question is, why did you choose soccer? What was it about soccer that lured you to it?
Well, the endurance part, like aspect of it, and then like the girls that I like began playing with, I'm still friends with today. So you like pretty much become sisters like with your teammates, and it's just like lifelong friendships. And just things like that. You just like get to spend time with your fam, so.
Well, I tell you what, you're right about that. Sports is very important as far as making relationships that last not only a few years around your high school situation, but some many years into the future. Taylor, talking about soccer, when you see your schedule and you see those teams up there, which one do you like to participate against, want to beat the most?
Oak Mountain, for sure.
Yeah. Oak Mountain. Now, you know, that sort of surprised me on one hand, so you tell me the difference, okay? Because the whole time I was around Vestavia, it was Hoover. Well, you know, football, basketball, baseball, whatever. And it seemed like Hoover was the biggest rivalry. Now, having said that, you say Oak Mountain is the reason being, do they seem to be some of the tougher competition in y'all's area?
Yeah, I think, or at least last year and this year, they've been our toughest competition, but it's fun.
Yeah, well, hey, it ought to be fun. Y'all make it even more fun. Success really is, you can enjoy it to the maximum when you're winning and doing really well. Anna, the one thing that I would wonder about, you girls and soccer players in general, but specifically y'all. You know, we're superstitious, athletes are. Do y'all have any kind of superstitions or any kind of things you have to do in order to think you're going to play better or do this or that and the other? If there was something, what would it be for you?
We used to have this video that we would watch, and we had one bad game after watching the video, and from then on we haven't watched the video, so I guess that's kind of like an anti-superstition thing. And then also, we always say the Lord's Prayer, and it's tradition that the seniors started, and a few games ago, our coach accidentally started it, and we played really bad. Really? So that's, I guess, two things.
Scrub that, didn't it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, Catherine, what would be a little bit different, or what kind of superstition might you have?
I don't know. I mean, that's pretty much it. I think we just kind of go out and are just ready to play no matter what, and just take everything as it
Sort of
comes.
loosey-goosey.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Let me give you some thought, food for thought, okay?
Okay.
Something tells me when we pray to the Lord for us to really do good or this, that, and the other, when it comes to a sporting event, I'm not sure the Lord really cares who wins or loses a soccer match. Now, what the Lord does care about, I think, is how we act when whether we win or lose. But don't take that the wrong way. I just thought in the grand scheme of things, I was an athlete before, and we'd do this and we'd do that. It didn't have nothing in the world to do with whether we won or lost. It's how we played, you know, or how we performed. Catherine, do you have any superstitions?
I have like an individual one. I always have to wear black pre-wrap. The one game I did not wear black, I played really bad. So I always have to stick to my black pre-wrap.
Well, bless your heart. I guarantee you, we definitely want to do what keeps us playing best, okay? Taylor, how about you?
What I eat before the game, I always tend to play better when I eat Subway.
Really?
Yeah.
You play better on a full stomach, do you?
Mm-hmm. But sometimes if I eat, like what I don't usually eat, I don't play that good. So.
Well, I tell you what, we got to keep doing what we do best, right? All right, girls, now look, I know that there are some things, you play soccer, you go to school, you take care of your grades, because I always tell athletes, if you don't qualify in the classroom, guess what? You don't make it to the soccer field, do you? Okay, but we work hard, we play hard. Then, all of a sudden, we got to relax. We got to unwind. We got to do something to loosen some of that athletic tension, right? So the next question, Anna, what do you do in your spare time to sort of relax and get away from the rigors of tough soccer?
I like to study. I guess that goes off. I love to study. I like to read. So I typically will pull out a book, maybe a textbook, and I'll read.
Bless your heart.
Yes.
I love those smart soccer players. Okay, Catherine, how about you?
I actually have a job now.
Really?
Yes, sir. So on the
working.
weekends, that's what I do. Yes, sir.
So is it relaxing?
I mean,
It puts a little jingle in your pocket.
yes, sir.
Okay, well, good for you. You're working more than just that soccer job. Okay. Catherine, how about you?
Well, I like to go to the lake. It's very relaxing, and you just like get a chance. It's like a chance for like everyone, like you just get away from everything and get to relax. So
You always have that life jacket on, though, right?
always.
Always. Good for you. All right, Taylor, how about you?
I go to the lake too, but I like to sleep and like just hang out with my friends, but mostly sleep.
Well, now, girls, let me tell you what. Y'all have shocked me. And the reason being, not one of you girls has told me you like to shop.
That's not relaxing.
That's not relaxing.
That's not
It's not relaxing?
No,
Oh,
you have to walk.
That's a chore, isn't it?
Yes,
huh?
sir.
To make sure you're getting dressed right and everything. Well, girls, let me tell you what. I hope you've played outstanding soccer so far this year. Let's hope you haven't played your best soccer yet, okay?
Yes,
That's
sir.
still to come. Last question. Most important one, too. To this point in your young lives, who's been the most inspirational person or persons? And we'll start with you, Anna.
I would say my mom. My mom and I are very similar, and so she's always there to encourage me. And she's also kind of like a team manager, I guess, so she's always there. She's never missed a soccer game. And so I know I can always count on her.
Good for Mom. Okay, how about you, Catherine?
I would say my parents too, and my sister. They just always like support me and keep me going, keep me positive.
Good for you, Catherine.
I would say my parents, but honestly, it's more of like my teammates because I spend the most time with them. Like some days I go without seeing my parents, but I know I'll always come to practice and see like my teammates. So honestly, it's them.
You know, that's a mushy, but it's good mushy. I understand what you're saying. That's the relationships you build from your athletic experience. Taylor, how about you?
Probably my sister.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, you've all got smiles on your faces. One of those reasons you've had an outstanding season thus far. Girls, really get down and dirty and go out and win 2 in a row for old Snapper, okay?
Yes, sir.
Well, good luck to y'all. And folks, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to change sports, talk to different athletes. Don't you go away. We'll be right back. The next time you need electrical work, whether it be commercial or residential, you need to call Huffman Electrical Contractors. A company that's been in business for over 35 years. They've served clients not only locally in the Birmingham area and all over the state, but have clients outside the state of Alabama as well. Whether it's a new building or remodeling an older building or home, they can handle the job for you. Once again, that's Huffman Electrical Contractors. The number to call is 205-661-5005. That's 205-661-5005. Where at Huffman Electrical Contractors, a satisfied customer is always their #1 objective.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. No, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
And this will be your premium right here.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to say I combined home and auto with State Farm.
Saved $760.
Love this guy.
Okay, does it bother anybody else that the mime is talking? Freaky.
Bundle home and auto, and you could save $760.
That's 760 very good reasons to call Alan Gurdeau in Trussville today.
And welcome back, folks. And like I said, in this segment, we're going to change sports. We're going from soccer to baseball, and we're visiting with Coach Michael Stallings. And Coach, good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
I know you and your team have had an outstanding season thus far. Made it into the playoffs, into the second round, right?
Yes, sir.
And going into this year, what was your outlook for this season?
Well, I knew we had a good group coming back. We've got 4 seniors, and we're really junior heavy. But for the most part, though, we've got a lot of guys that are on this team that had varsity experience last year, and so we felt really good about it coming into the season.
And of course, we're talking about the Chelsea Hornets. And Coach, tell us a little bit for people that might be watching you or seeing you for the first time. Tell us a little bit about your background, how you actually ended up there at Chelsea.
This is my 8th year at Chelsea. I started out at the middle school and was there for 4 years in Chelsea. And then I left there and I spent 3 years at Spain Park, and then was fortunate enough to get the head baseball job at Chelsea, and left Spain Park and came there. And so, like I said, this is year 8. So,
well, now going into this year, and I know you're like all coaches, you hope that your team peaks this time of the year. And but talking about your season, I know you coaches actually make up your schedules. You're on as to who you're playing. But the makeup of your schedule, are you one of these coaches that one, you believe there is, which I believe there's such thing as a good loss, which if you play a team that could be better than you or has more talent than you, and you either lose or play them real close in a loss, you can still gain some positives from that, can't you?
Sure. You know, our schedule by no means was what I would call in segments easy and then difficult, or I thought we had a tough schedule from start to finish. And for us, we lost some games early in I guess the first part of the season, the first half of the season, but a lot of the losses that we had early were, you know, we might have been pitching well, but we didn't hit well, or a combination. For the most part, our pitching has been solid all year, but we could have had a defensive mistake here or there that cost us in a game. But you know, this group has played well defensively, and we've pitched well early on. I thought we struggled offensively, and then we really started coming around with our offense during spring break, really, and it's been consistent since that point. And it, you know, going into area play and then now getting into the playoffs, it's really benefited us.
Well, I know, if I'm not mistaken, you can correct me if I'm wrong, at this point, getting ready to play Tuscaloosa County, right?
Hillcrest. Hillcrest out of Tuscaloosa, though.
Yeah. 26 and 13?
Right now, we are 27 and 13.
Oh, okay.
And going into the third round of the playoffs and hosting Hillcrest.
Right. Well, now talk about the three areas of your baseball team: the defense, the pitching, and the hitting. A little bit. Sure.
We've got a really good pitching staff, and our guys have been really solid for us on the mound. You'll get to talk to couple of those individuals a little later, but you know, defensively, we returned several guys that started for us last year. So we really felt good about that, especially some guys on the infield, and a couple of our outfield positions, and our catcher's a senior this year, and he's a 3-year starter on varsity. So we felt really good about our defense, and our pitching has done its job and has kept us in a lot of ball games. We lost several games by 1 run, and we lost several games where we had less than 4 hits in a game. And, you know, and for the most part, I feel like our pitching has been very consistent all year. And then offensively, like I was saying earlier, we really started hitting the baseball a lot better during spring break. And there was a considerable difference in our offense prior to spring break and our offense after spring break. So I feel like we're starting to play better baseball at the right time.
Yeah, well, peaking, that goes back to that.
Yes,
and
sir.
That's what you hope your team is doing.
Yes, sir.
Talk a little bit about the teams that you have played. Do you think that, like you said, the competition, you think you played a pretty tough schedule? So that's sort of peaked, and they've gotten better, and then better in the second half of the season, which is exactly what you want out of a team, isn't it?
That's exactly right. We played some really tough teams. We played Homewood, Mountain Brook. You know, our area is really tough. I mean, Pelham and Helena, teams that are really good year in, year out. And we were fortunate enough to end up making the playoffs and coming out as the runner-up in our area to a very good Helena team that won the area. So just to come out of that area, you know, you feel very fortunate. Well,
I was going to say, talk a little bit about your players. Like, do your players, most of them, play other sports, or are they primarily just baseball players?
We've got several kids that are 2-sport guys, and got one of our seniors is a 3-sport guy. And we've got some of our younger kids that play 3 sports. You know, Chelsea, the size of our school, this is our, we're a very young 6A program. And we still feel like, from an athletic standpoint, that a lot of our guys have to play multiple sports in order for us to be competitive. And we have several in our baseball program that play football and baseball, or basketball and baseball, but we have several multi-sport athletes.
Are you one of these coaches that you encourage your young student athletes to participate in as many sports as they can? And the reason I asked you this, one of our main sponsors is, of course, Andrews Sports Medicine.
Sure.
And the doctors, and I have them on the shows every once in a while, talk about the fact that kids that overuse arms, like that play many months out of the year throwing, and I guess the ones that probably end up coming up with more injuries than not would be pitchers, overuse of their arms and all.
Sure.
And so from that standpoint, do you see that the multi-sport players, that helping them play another sports, using other muscles?
I think it's very beneficial for them to play a different sport, to not fatigue one muscle, especially for a pitcher, like you're saying. So I do. We encourage all of our athletes to get into another sport. And like I said, I think the workout regimen, the different types of routines that you go through from one sport to the next, I think it's good to kind of mold that athleticism and make you a more complete athlete.
Well, I tell you what, Coach, y'all have had a great season thus far, and we're hoping you're playing your best baseball now, because nothing would top the season off better than coming away with a championship, right?
That's exactly right.
Wish you all the luck in the world. We're going to talk to 4 of your players here in just a moment, but good luck through the rest of the playoffs.
Thank you very much, Snapper.
We'll take a quick break. We come back. 4 athletes played a big part so far in the success they've had thus far at Chelsea. We'll be right back.
Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven. A taste of heaven is always best. Now you know that you're blessed. Give your taste a whole new spin. Bring your friends and come on in. Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. Now, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
The next time you need electrical work, whether it be commercial or residential, you need to call Huffman Electrical Contractors, a company that's been in business for over 35 years. They've served clients not only locally in the Birmingham area and all over the state, but have clients outside the state of Alabama as well. Whether it's a new building or remodeling an older building or home, they can handle the job for you. Once again, that's Huffman Electrical Contractors. The number to call is 205-661-5005. That's 205-661-5005. Where at Huffman Electrical Contractors, a satisfied customer is always their #1 objective. Have you had that Mexican food fix yet? If you haven't, then Speedy's is the place to go. Located in Hueytown, 1 block off Warrior River Road on Forest Road, you can call in your order or go through the drive-thru or dine in as our family and friends do on a regular basis. For everything from nachos to enchiladas to taco salads, you can't beat the taste of Speedy's Mexican food. Remember, that's the original Speedy's is back and better than ever. To phone in the order or for more information, the number to call is 744-4659. That's Speedy's Mexican Foods. Folks, I want to tell you about, once again, a new sponsor that we have on our program, and we're awfully glad. We've been affiliated with them on and off, and we've got them back on with us, and we're talking about Andrews Sports Medicine. They're the world-renowned sports medicine physicians and orthopedic surgeons there at Andrews Sports Medicine Orthopedic Center. They bring decades of experience and dedicated research in their respective fields. They are highly trained orthopedic specialists providing the most advanced sports medicine available in the United States. This group is well known for being the official sports medicine providers for the Alabama Crimson Tide, Auburn Tigers, Jacksonville State Gamecocks, Sanford Bulldogs, and dozens of high school programs in the central Alabama area. However, they are also available to provide folks such as us, you and me, who have an athletic mindset, the experts that is, but also the real experts at Andrews Sports Medicine aggressively pursue victory over every injury. Go to andrewsportsmedicine.com to start making your comeback today. And folks, welcome back. And as you can see, I got 4 outstanding young athletes here. Nice looking gentlemen, but excellent baseball players. They've had a great season thus far at Chelsea, and we hope that it's not coming to an end this coming week, guys. Sitting closest to me, Tristan Seltzer. Tristan, you're a senior left fielder?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Joshua Gregg, senior designated hitter, first baseman, pitcher.
Yes, sir.
So you pretty get a lot of jobs done on that baseball team. Jacob Burback, senior catcher.
Sir.
And finally, Connor Burnett, a senior and a pitcher. Yes. All right, guys, going into this season, and Tristan, we'll start with you. All you guys are seniors, and so you've got experience playing. You've been playing a long time, I guess, there at Chelsea, 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
And Well, first of all, what do you expect out of yourself? What do you expect this year out of yourself and then your teammates?
From last year, going back to last year, we were only 12-20, so I was expecting at least a positive record and for us to try our best.
Well, now I know the coaches done talked about the fact that after your spring break that y'all started hitting and then it's picked up and gotten better. What do you think caused that turnaround?
We just knew that the playoffs were coming up and there was a goal in mind that we wanted to reach, and so we stepped it up and got the job done.
Okay. Now, Josh, you being a senior, and we've talked about you played multiple positions, designated hitter, first baseman, pitcher. Which one do you like the most?
It's a good question. Kind of just do whatever the coach needs me to do and just enjoy doing it.
Well, I tell you what it does tell me about you is that you're a pretty talented player.
Thank you.
When you pitch, for instance, are you, don't take this term the wrong way, are you a junk thrower or are you a fireballer?
I'd like to see a little bit of both.
Really?
I got the fastball, but I also got a knuckleball and a slider.
Now, talk about a knuckleball. You know where that sucker's going?
Right in the catcher's mitt.
That's a good answer. Now, as a catcher lunging for it one way or the other, is it fairly straight?
Depends on the day.
Okay.
So,
and the wind?
Yes, exactly.
All right, let me ask you this. Being a pitcher, I always, you pitch some, and then I got a full-fledged pitcher down there. I'm going to ask about the same thing. But are you one of these guys you don't mind throwing inside if a player looks like he wants to take that plate away from him?
I do not mind at all.
It's not wild. Are you accurate with it, or have you hit a few guys?
It just depends.
It
I'd like to say I'm accurate, but
okay.
Just whatever coach calls, I'll try to hit my spots.
Okay. And Jacob, being the catcher, you get to oversee the whole ball game, really, from a standpoint. What is it about your position that a catcher, not everybody can do that job? What is it that turned you on to that?
Well, the main thing is to make the pitcher look good. And anytime I get a chance to make these guys look good, it's a good day.
Well, I tell you what, we say that and we sort of smirk a little bit, but every once in a while, you're right. A catcher can make a pitcher look good because if you can block them wild pitches and stuff like that, it keeps some negative things from happening. Connor, being a pitcher and a senior as well, going into this year, what did you expect for yourself for the senior season as far as record-wise? Do you have a good year last couple of years, and what did you expect this year?
Well, for myself, of course, I wanted to do better than my previous year. You always want to improve yourself. And I didn't have a bad junior year. I was more of a closer role. And this year, I've also been a closer, been a starter, and I've liked what I've done so far. I've tried to keep my ERA down and my wins to losses pretty even. So.
Well, are you a control pitcher or a flamethrower?
I would say more of a flamethrower. Really throw the heat in there.
Are you a little wild on the inside? You want to keep them guys from digging in?
No, I'm pretty accurate for the most part.
Oh, okay. Tristan, going into this year, when you see the schedule, who's the team you look forward playing most on that schedule?
Look forward to playing would be Shelby County.
Really?
Really, because they're just kind of a hometown rival. We've been playing against them since All-Stars all the way till now, so look forward to playing them.
Okay. Now, Josh, one thing that a utility player has to do, you've got to be versatile and do a lot of different things. Do you participate in any other sports? We know you're outstanding in baseball.
I also play football and basketball.
Oh, really? Okay, so you're the three-sport star.
I am, yes,
oh,
sir.
Okay. Now, don't mean to put you on the spot. Forget that the head baseball coach is around the corner. What's your favorite sport?
I mean, baseball is probably my favorite, but I just enjoy all three. It's just whatever season's up.
You got politician written all over you. That's a good answer.
Yes,
I hear you. Jacob, being the catcher, I like to ask this a lot of times too. When it comes to baseball, is there a collegiate or professional catcher that you think, good night, that's the way I want to do the job?
Definitely Yadier Molina.
Really?
He's the catcher for the Cardinals. Just the way he handles his pitching staff and keeps runners off base is always the way I want to play.
Now, let me ask you this. Not every catcher can do this. Do you have that good accurate throw down to second base, get it down there quick? Did many people steal on you?
No, and when they do, they don't end up too successful.
Yeah. In other words, what he's trying to say, pitchers, is if they are safe, it's your fault. You didn't hold the guy on good
100%.
enough. Okay, Connor, talking about that, what pitcher in the major leagues or college would you compare your game to? Who would you like to be like that pitcher?
I would honestly really like to be like Chris Sale. I just like the way he carries himself in the game, and he has a really good slider. He comes from like that kind of the 3/4 arm slot, which is kind of what I have. So I just like the way he plays the game himself.
Good. All right, now guys, one question that always interests me: athletes, guys in particular, over girls, we're a superstitious bunch. I don't know why, but we are. What kind of superstitions you got, Tristan?
Well, one of them is actually this bracelet right here. I wear it everywhere I go, and if the umpire tries to make me take it off, I tell him I won't take it off. But I face it out. It's a cancer bracelet. It's a breast cancer bracelet.
Okay. And they don't make you take it off?
They do sometimes, but sometimes I hide it to try and keep it on as long as possible.
Oh, okay. I understand what you said. Well, that's good. I mean, hey, we all got our little idiosyncrasies. Josh, how about you?
I also have a bracelet that I actually left in my pants from the last game where I was told to take off, so it's in my back pocket that I got to get out. And then I also have to chew gum whenever I hit, so I always chew like 2 pieces of gum.
Really? That keeps you from chewing tobacco and being sick, right?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jacob, how about you?
All right, well, whenever we have a good win streak, I don't like to change my socks.
Yeah, well, there's always one of the guys in the crowd.
Yeah, that's me.
Do you find when you win more and more games, they're sitting further and further away?
Oh, when I'm smelling bad, it means we're playing pretty good.
Okay. Connor, how about you?
I normally have, I'll wash my clothes after every game, of course, but I normally have like the same like blue undershirt that I wear under every jersey. I just think it's like good luck. Like when I go out on the pitch.
Good, well, good for you. It's clean, right? Yeah. You're a good boy. All right, now, all of you are seniors. Hopefully, some of you will be going to play baseball scholarship somewhere next year. But if not, Tristan, where are you going to play somewhere?
I actually received a pitching scholarship from Huntington College.
Okay. Now, when you off to school at Huntington, of course, play baseball, but if you don't play at the next level after that, what do you hope to do one day for a living? You got any idea?
I plan on majoring in biomedical sciences and hope to become an ER physician one day.
Okay, great. All right. Josh, how about you? Where do you hope to go to school?
I'm going to Auburn University.
I'll pray for you.
Yeah, I'm a Tennessee fan though, but I can get a Bama.
Well, I'm a Bama fan. That's why I'd pray for you. But I'd play in that. That's a great school. What do you hope to do one day?
First off, I'm taking all my athletic talent to the intramural fields to continue that way throughout sports. And then I plan on either being a physical therapist or a marine biologist.
Really?
Yes.
You never thought about coaching high school baseball?
As tempting as that sounds,
you haven't?
Nah.
I don't blame. Not everybody is made to be cut out to be a coach. Let me tell you something about these coaches. And most of them will tell you this. I think a lot of them that ended up coaching didn't start out that way, but it worked out that way for them.
Yes, sir.
Jacob, how about you?
I'm actually going to be playing baseball at Huntington College next year, and I am going to major in criminal justice or psychology.
Yeah, criminal justice. In other words, I don't want to mess up around you, right? Yeah. I'll try not to. Okay. That's good. All right, how about you, Connor?
I've actually received a couple offers for pitching, and I'm still kind of deciding like where I want to go from that. But when I get going like through college and everything, I want to major and become a physical therapist.
Okay. Well, guys, let me tell you what. I hope you're in the middle of the playoffs here now. I hope your best baseball's ahead of you, and I know the coaches hope that they are. Come away with a state championship. That'd be a great thing, a way to end a career in high school, right?
Yes, sir.
Very last question I got. To this point in your life, Tristan, who's been the most inspirational person or persons?
Most definitely my father, and just the way he carries himself and everything he's been through.
Okay. How about you, Josh?
Definitely my parents and my brothers. They've just always been role models for me to look after and see who I should become as an adult. So I've just been looking after them.
Okay. Jacob?
Definitely my mom and dad. They work hard every day, and it's just something I want to do when I'm older, is just be like them.
Good. Connor?
I would say my mom and dad. They've always been there to support me in everything I've done, carried me like through travel ball teams and everything. They put a lot of money and just invested their lives in me. So.
Well, guys, very last thought. Hope your best baseball is still ahead of you, and you can go deep into the tournament, if not win it, okay?
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank
And folks,
you.
we've had another great afternoon where we've had outstanding coaches, outstanding players. The next time I see you, you know what the snapper always says, bicycle.